It has been 8 years since the legendary grindcore and melodic death metal pioneers Carcass returned to the scene with their mighty Surgical Steel record. My excitement for this new album was stirred greatly by the EP Despicable, released as a holdover comprised of outtakes recorded during the pandemic. It's strange, but what mustered my interest seems to be missing on many of the new songs here, mostly in its aggressive arrangements. Perhaps the music falls into the routine and expectant as Bill Steer and Jeff Walker write this collection of new songs from a safe place creatively. Torn Arteries is another powerhouse of melodic death metal, executed with a clean, approachable tone and embellishing production to give the aggressive, snarling, raspy shouts and blast beats a softer edge. It illuminates the web of melody and cushion groove woven between its harsher elements. Chugging guitars drift into melodic inflections as bright luminous lead guitars occasionally turn a lick into a solo. It all sounds gorgeous, with a notable easing up from drummer Daniel Wilding, whose kick and snare grooves come with more space and easier tempos to give room for digestion of the entangled guitars. In the record's opening phases, the temperament is all a little too contained and unadventurous, at least in terms of finding new ground. I can't put my finger on quite why, but it's not until In God We Trust that I get any goosebumps. I'd say at the midpoint with The Devil Rides Out, the pace picks up as bigger riffs and more exciting stints of aggression come into play. I adore this sound and style, but Carcass sticks so closely to it. Perhaps that's what I liked about the cuts that didn't make this record. In not being up to snuff, they had a little difference that I found exciting. One thing that rocks about this record throughout is Bill's lyrical hooks. His snarling shouts are often a bit much to decipher, but he gets the catchiest lines out with a knack for creating earworms. The way he barks, "What's the joke?" or spewing words like PVC and skullduggery. He has a knack, obviously, for that twisted medical savagery they embellish their identity with. As the serpent rises from a maternity ward, being a favourite as it paints an utterly bizarre image of genetic experimentation gone wrong. I've sat on this record for a while now, spinning it over and over, hoping that some much needed adrenaline would flow like other Carcass records do for me. But still, it's not quite there yet. I can't critique much here at all. I think it's a fantastic set of songs with a great sounding production. It's probably the lack of novelty or originality that is missing for me. At a time where I'm starting to think I need some new musical adventure, was this just all a little too routine? Either way, I can't knock Torn Arteries. It will go into the collection for rotation, and hopefully the surprise of Shuffle will reconnect me with some of these songs in the future. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to see some more of my music blogs, go check the website out. Every page has over 1,000 articles sorted by artist, year, genre and more. Just hit Ctrl F and have a search for something that interests you. You can find a link to the blog in the description box down below, where you'll also find links to my other YouTube channels. Check them out if you are curious. Thanks again for watching, and be sure to subscribe to catch the next upload.